This, my friends, is the greatest change that has been seen for Hearts of Iron 4 ever. Forget RNG, forget random general generation. How about you tailor a general to your specific needs and give him the stats that you want and spend that excess experience? Sergi Muller. Generate. Well, we've not got the XP. With this edition, you have the ability to create godlike generals with excess XP. And the perfect nation to create excess generals, which has access to excess army experience, is Mexico. Okay, this is an old OP strat that I've shown a few times, but this pairs perfectly with the general designer. You're about to see the most incredible generals come straight out of Mexico that are going to absolutely demolish anything they come up against. Get those tools in. Next up, we need a little bit of steel, so max out Mexico City. Loads of guns. And also, we start the game without trains. But that's not even required. We're not going to need the trains to begin with. Delete the entire army. Impending rebellion? Not a problem. Let's arrest him. All right, let's go. Get to exercise our fleet indefinitely because we've got fuel. Split them off when we need to. Do the plan. Do the exile. Do the bureaucracy. Do the arrest. Bureaucracy never fails. Ooh, cavalry. We could do horses. Yeah, we'll do horses. Arrest him. And if you don't arrest him, you get a rebellion. So you've got to do this anyway. Let's do the trains because they've not invented trains in Mexico. They have railways, but they have no trains. Figure that out. And just that easy with one focus, you have fixed your rebellion issue. Just like Poland in the farmers' strike. All of a sudden, boom, there are no more farmers. Anyway, let's do some militia. How to fix the farmer problem. Remove farmer. How to fix the rebel problem. Remove rebel. Let's get that stability up. The social reform on plus 15%. If we get above 50, we can start doing more radical things in Mexico. And of course, we're going to do the most fun path, which is democracy. Paradox planned democracy to be the most fun ideology. Infrastructure and a few civies. Path we're going to go is women, then soldiers, then refugees, then support the royalists. Build those trains. Army defense. The only one we've got, but it'll have to do. Ticking army XP, which we're going to need lots of. Let me show you how the general designer works. So officer core, open design, and we'll generate a general. Make him super basic. And this one has minus 20 XP. Basically, he's a freebie. Generate. Oh, and that actually gives me XP. Okay, I'm going to actually pretend I didn't see that, okay? Because that is very abusive. We exploit that I will choose to ignore for this video. Anyway, I can't actually even show you the general because... Oh, no, I can. I can go into this list. Here we go. General. Here he is. So media personality, 11111, and skill 1. And media personality means he gets a discount. And also gives you free XP as well, apparently. Got a bit of naval XP now, so I've gone for trade interdiction. Because it just supports a small fleet that's based on raiding. I can't really take on the big boys, so I'm not really going to go for the big ones like fleet and being or base strike. We'll not be making carriers as Mexico, unfortunately. Here we go. Support the loyalists. So this allows us to do the cheeky little decision to send guns to the Spains. I was going to call Republican Spain, but it's just called Spain now. Here we go. And this is the decision. So what you do is you press this button, you send 250 guns and 3 convoys, and then a decision can happen in 7 days, which the convoys will get sunk, which you'll gain naval XP. All the convoys arrive, and you will gain army XP. There you go. Free army experience. Shipment lost. Now we gain some naval XP. We don't need naval XP. There's nothing we can do with it. With every naval nation in Hoi 4, you need the naval capacity to kind of build up the navy. So extra naval XP with a small nation with small naval power doesn't really help you that much. I suppose if you're making submarines, I could make submarines, but I'm not going to. There you go. Press this every 7 days, and 2 things may happen. In this case, naval XP. Press it again, 7 days, and more naval XP. Not getting the result we want here. And again, and again. You get the idea, okay? Plus, also, you send a few guns to the Republicans, which does help them hold out in the Civil War for just a little bit longer. 25 war support, so we can go for partial mob. Also, limited conscriptions is pretty good. We'll do real politics for the political power and stability. Doing a few paths today I don't usually do as Mexico. Probably some of them are less OP paths, just because I want to explore Mexico and do stuff that I've never done before. Usually the OP path is to work down to the bottom and get the free war goals to annex Latin America. But not today. We're going to be a good boy. Good boy, Mexico. Let's diversify. Trucks for supply, AA for anti-air capabilities, and soft attack for artillery. There we go. Go for radio, and go for some more artillery soft attack. Select your naval doctrines. I'm going to go for the cheap ones, patrol boats. And then, do we have any capital ships? I don't even know. You know, one day, they will incorporate Navy into land battles somehow or some way, and it'll make a fundamental change to how the game works. But at the moment... Navy is kind of sidelined, which is sad because Navy is a cool mechanic. But it feels like if you invest in ground forces, you get more bang for your buck. And I like to bang. All right, we are almost at full army XP. This allows you to create a general with some insane stats. Plus, they gain extra stats because they're level 1 or 2, and that means they can level up further and gain even more stats. How field marshals leak in their stats into generals below them. A mechanic that probably a lot of people have forgotten about, to be fair. Radio, and we've got max army XP. All right, let's design a general. Open designer, and we are going to go for max attack. Also, we are going to go max planning. Boom, 500 XP. I don't think it lets you generate this. So if I go for media personality, it drops the cost. What can we go for? We'll go for Colonel Romanov. Castilian. Sounds kind of Spanish. Colonel Wagner. Do it. 480 XP. And we have generated ourselves an insane general. Let's just create a division so we can actually attach him onto an army. Generals. And there we go. Look at this one. He's level 5. Okay, so he's not as low level as I thought. I think based on the amount of stats that you attribute, depends on the level they come to. So he's not going to really level anymore, which is actually kind of bad if you think about it, because that means he's not going to gain infantry leader and other traits as quickly. The way it works is you grind traits quicker the lower level you are. That's the reason why level 1 will gain infantry leader almost instantly, but a level 6, 5 or 6 will gain it very, very slowly. It's kind of the idea that they kind of become set in their ways from experience. Anyway, this is the guy, Colonel Wagner. He is magnificent. 10, 7, 10, 7. And as he levels up to, he will gain more and more stats as well. But we're not done yet. We can go further than this. It's not just about creating generals. It's about creating perfect combinations as well, as you will soon see. We're going to do the right path. We're going to go democracy, but we're going to go in right wing because this is a liberal economy path. Mexico starts without trains and also without support equipment. They're learning the art of trains and first aid firsthand. How they developed so much in World War II. Come on, Spain, hold on. I need more XP. For selfish reasons, I want you to survive. It's over. We got a decent amount of XP. It might be enough to make one more general. Okay, well, let's sign the first guy on. Oh, Mr. Wagner, you are fantastic. Mr. Fantastic. And you know what? You are so good. Fresh out of the academy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to promote you. No longer General Wagner. You are now Field Marshal Wagner. And then we assign a general below him who also is very talented. He's going to go maximum attack. Yeah, I think that'll do. These mechanics are probably confusing if you're not dug into them, but the way it works is half the stats, these stats of the field marshal, get fed into the general, so it does a double whammy. You've got your 25 attack, that would be 10 if he wasn't getting recently promoted, and then you've got the 25 from the general, so they stack. Of course, the field marshal only stacks half. In this case, we've got a new general. It is Albrecht Romanov, the most Mexican sounding general. Gonna work on trucks, so we get access to engineers and we have access to logistics too. Realized too we were going to go for horses, weren't we? Yeah. I'm going to stick with the horse plan because we get to stack horse damage. Industrial Revolution, we get to go democratic. I don't want to say yay to that because democracies, are they fun? Can we get one in the comments for democracies? No? Meanwhile, attaché to China. This will give us a little bit more army XP. There we go. Send it over. Attaché. And you can see now, it's not ticking XP. It's XP based upon the amount of combat they're involved in. But you can see the number is going up. See that number ticking up. And then obviously daily it ticks up by 0.3 from the general as well. I think it's starting to make some mills. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got a lot of choices where to build it. Infrastructure in Mexico, not very good. Japan protesting war crimes. War crimes bad, Japan. All right, first full army. It is full of horses. We get to stack attack damage because we're going to go for the cavalry genius. Go down the left path here. We can join the allies early and we can help out in France. Will it make a difference? I'm not sure. Maybe we'll not even help out in France. Maybe we'll help out in Africa. We're going to participate in the slimmest way possible. Upgrade the trucks. Get some support equipment. Okay, we have an army now. Select a doctrine. We are going for Grand Battle Plan again. For a change. Yeah, why not? And then mounted infantry is the way forward. Boom, we're in the allies. And is France in the allies? Yep, they are. Let's bring them all over. Mexicans in Paris. Free call if you go for the industrial concern, plus with an extra bonus, it reduces the cost for upping your economic laws, which we will need to do at war anyway. War economy is the future for Mexico. Let's do proper heritage, and then top that off as well. We'll expand this division. We need to go big. Ideally, we want 36 width. Max damage. There we go. 36. Most optimal for most terrain types. All we need now is 34,000 guns. You will make up your shortage within 1,184 days. Plan is this. We join the war with France and the UK defending Poland. We'll be at war, we'll accept Lend-Lease, and we'll fill these divisions out with equipment. Hopefully, a big fat lend-lease of 33,000 guns, hopefully. And then we'll actually be able to form an actual proper defense. Run out of manpower. Problem until we go to war, because then we can up our conscription law. But for now, we've got private armies, which is a 1%er, so we'll do that now. Research. Artillery for soft attack. More defense breakthrough. And also always working on our construction. Join the war! Reluctantly. All right. Extensive. War economy. Get on all fours and beg for guns. Yes! 4,000 from France. And also Britain, 6,000. Unfortunately now, we've run out of convoys. So can I ask for convoys? They'll give me 30. And also France, they'll give me 30. Lots of lend-lease opportunities at the top here. However, I'm going to ignore them because they're going to be a very small amount of guns and they'll not be cost-effective for the amount of convoys we're going to be using. So for now, I'll ignore that. If you want to check on your lend-lease, go international market, you go open diplomacy, click on open country list, and you go here and hover over the country in question. In the case, 28 days until next delivery for France, and then the United Kingdom at the bottom. Next one is in 23 days. Cavalry genius, followed by the army recruitment expert. So do we hold France or do we push for Africa? This is a good question. Yeah, I think we're going to go for Africa. I've done too many games where I've held France. I'm bored of holding France. Sorry, French people. The minute he lands on desert, he immediately gets sick. And there's me talking about random number generation in Hoi 4. I'm not a fan. Of course, you're in Africa. Supply is bad. Make sure you click this icon. See this one? This is bad. This is good. This is best. Don't forget to do that. Keep an eye on your lend-lease. Very important. Modify. Check what they're sending you. Make sure it's all good stuff. Same for France. All good stuff. I only want the best stuff. Okay. Grade A Mexican. Okay. Lend-lease from the United States. That's a good one. Can you see here? It says no convoys. This is what they're sending me. And this is the requirement of convoys. 221. Of course, I've not got that. But this one from the United States is very precious because it requires 0 convoys. I just realized we've arrested him. But we've also hired his private armies. Their loyalty is questionable. Let's get cooking. Mobile. Infantry. The most mobile infantry is mounted infantry. For minor powers, mounted infantry subdoctrine is really good. It gets speed, gets loads of stats. For infantry, well, horses in this case, that don't really have a lot of stats to begin with. So the most bang for your buck. All right, here we go. Italy's joined the war, making a push through the lowlands of this East Africa region. And we can grab those ports straight up. It's going to right click, hold shift, and just drag them out. Oh man, easy. Like a knife through butter. Oh, so easy. Now, if I push to the north, it'd be more difficult to the mountains. Remember, horses aren't very mobile in mountains for obvious reasons. So going for the lowlands, run across the plains is the option we want to go for. The clean sweep across Africa. Hey, we have a navy, okay? It's not very good, but we will take advantage of it and we will use it. Convoy raiding, rebase in Sussex, convoy raid English Channel, and also put them on always engaged. Now, this means two things. One, when they're engaged, they'll do damage. They'll be structured. They'll actually hit hard. They'll not just run away immediately. The downside is if they do come up against a fight that they can't win, they will fight to the very end. They will well and truly last stand. Mexican and loyal. Anyway, here we go, boys. So, staff office plan, and we can see in the combined damage now 25 from the general, and then additional 25 from the field marshal. Well, 12.5. And you can see it here. So, you've got experience, which is your veteran, and you've got the country plus 15%. That's from the advisor. Commander skill, 37.5%. There we go. And plus planning bonus makes it pretty spicy as well. Hang on a second. You can do desperate defense. Is glitched. No, that's got to be glitched. Because this isn't a defensive war. I mean, it is a defensive war for Poland, but I've joined it. I'm not going to complain. 5% recruitable basically gives me unlimited manpower. So, I guess we're making another full army for Mexico. Request guns from the United States. Oh, they say no. Wow, has Paradox patched this? The free gun exploit has now been bust. Oh, no. 400 guns. Okay, that's not very good. Okay, pushing through the mountains. Not going to happen. But pushing through the deserts here. Like a knife through butter. Oh, so clean. We might be able to do something really sneaky and just grab the ports. Oh, and also there's another desert tile to grab too. Okay, in this case, attacking through the mountains is pretty pointless. Let's just move everyone over. Okay, we attack. Now the allies are attacking as well. And we break every province that isn't a mountain. If you look at the supply here, they're only getting supply through one port right here. If we can knock out Eritrea, East Africa falls. Can we concentrate everyone into that one province? Yeah, I'll do it. Just push everyone into here. It's going to be hard, though, because look at the terrain modifier, minus 60%. But if we stack enough divisions, maybe. Okay, the supply here is really dreadful. Maybe if we build a naval base here? Also build a railway through here. This one's a level 2, and this one is a level 2. Okay, so none of them are very high. And the supply is so bad, you just kind of have to improvise. We've got field engineering to stack up the engineer bonuses. Not big bonuses, but I always think the trickiest sub-doctrine is the artillery one, because some of the bonuses are just not very good. A lot of leaning towards line artillery, which I'm not investing in. So this is an example. So he's level 5, and if you check out an organizer, he's only gained 200 XP of 1,000, even though he's been involved in so much combat. This is one of the downsides of having higher skilled generals when they've not got many traits. Usually starting from the bottom and growing is the right option. Port done, building railway, connecting them up. Will there be enough supply now? It's not made any difference to supply. Okay, it's a little bit better. We're doing a push here, a spearhead into this location. Okay, it does say we're going to win, but reinforcing is the issue. I wonder if we can go for the reinforce trait on this guy. Yeah, reinforce organization first. Gives a slight edge. Okay, we are knocking them back, but we're struggling with the reinforce as always. Yeah, push them back, push them back. Another one, another one. They've just got so many divisions here. We just keep recycling them over and over again. Attacking from an extra angle now. 3 angles. That means we can get more combat width in here. And again. And again. And that's it. That is a lot of divisions. Let's just check how much casualties they've got right now. So they're at 650. So just remember that's 650. And if we close the pocket and compare the numbers, we can see how many losses they got. All right. 1.33 million. At least 500,000 plus. That is some insane numbers. Next up, Libya. And of course, you know what you've got to do, right? Build ports and railways. Let's try a push without the port and see if it's doable. The penalty is 65% for breakthrough. Nah, it's just those numbers that are in my favor. I'll be honest with you. I think I want to keep them back from the front line because they're taking so much attrition damage. It's just not cost effective for my guns. Remember, whenever you're in a low supply location, you're going to be taking constant damage from attrition. More attrition than usual. If you go here and look at equipment, you see the attrition losses. Look at those attrition losses. By attrition, 18,000 for the last year. Okay, first port's done. Supply's flooding in, but I've got to connect it with a railway. Get out on logistics here to get that supply down. It's going to make a big difference on those front lines. For logistics, you might want to keep the division smaller. Maybe go for something like, I don't know, 20-ish width. Otherwise, they get so high in these low supply regions of Africa, it's not really the most combat effective. The Brits made the push without me, so I don't want to be late for the party. Let's go. Self-harvest plan, get that planning bonus up. We get an extra 60%. Oh, that's quite high. And then push. Even the Brits making a naval invasion behind me, which is very useful. You cannot take Tobruk by land. You will take it by the seas. And. Yep. There we go. All right. We've got our cavalry expert for extra defense, which is breakthrough as well. And yeah, push. Close the pocket into Tobruk. Big damage. Let's see what the losses are again. So 1.47 million and an extra 200k. Railway to the front line. I'm gonna right click behind Tripoli and then another one. S to split. Right click on the other side just to get a nice lengthy push across the front. Oh, they go so fast. Will we meet any Italian divisions? 1. In that case, I'm just going to push it. There we go. Easy. Africa is mine. Surprisingly, you don't get an XP, do you? For actually taking physical land. You should kind of, you know what I mean? Like, there should be an advantage to taking land. It should give you XP for it. I've just spotted there are a bunch of bonuses here for maintenance companies. Reducing supply, organization gain, HP. Tank battalions, extra 5% reliability. Do I want to go reliability? You know what? I am. Yeah, let's do it. It's kind of a utility division that I've gone with. Surprisingly, it's pretty effective stacking the genius cavalry guy plus the insane field marshal and insane generals. Those stats are insane. Whoa, I see a naval invasion. I hear thunder. I'm going to join the fight. S to split, right click. Make sure you push across this strait. If this strait gets fortified, you're going to get stuck on Sicily. You know, Sicily I've heard is quite beautiful. Maybe I do want to get stuck on Sicily. Oh, there you go. And I have got stuck on Sicily. Anyway, we're going to gain planning bonus. And make a push across the strait. Oh, there's just too many divisions. I can't break that. The strait penalty is just going to be too big. Yeah, look at that. Terrain, minus 60%. Use the mountains. Plus 75% for naval penalty as well. Yep, this is considered a naval invasion, apparently. That's not going to work. Let's see if I back up here. I can encourage them to bait over. Maybe they're putting the right amount of divisions on the front compared to what I've got, and they're trying to square me up. We've got less divisions now, but still too many. All right, okay, 2 divisions. I think this is breakable now. Supply is good, but unfortunately the naval penalty is brutal. Yeah, and they're reinforcing more divisions there. 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Oh, a naval invasion behind. We build a port here, maybe? Then we push the other side, and it looks like it's doable. Okay. The brave Royal Marines made the push, made the break, and dissolved that front line. It's an open goal now. Off you go. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Pushing through the mountains in the middle of Italy is always a bad idea. A lot of the time, the best strategy is just to kind of go around the entirety of the coastline of Italy and avoiding the mountains themselves. And that is a nice, easy cap on Rome. Smooth. Very smooth. They've got to have taken some insane losses now, Italy. Yeah, we're in towards 2 million losses. 800k is all down to me. United Mexico and your United Kingdom. All the Uniteds. United States, are you in the war yet? Yeah, you are. All the Uniteds. Because I took Rome here, and I'm making the push and getting the land, technically, am I the ones that's going to get the puppet state when they have the civil war? I honestly don't know the answers to that, guys, so we're going to find out. And is that a civil war? They actually capped before a civil war triggered. However, the remaining land is the Italian-German puppet state. Strange time for a Barbarossa. East versus west versus north versus south. In this situation, the AI acts a bit strange. What tends to happen is they designate lots of divisions and air force onto this eastern front, and they kind of forget about their other fronts. And it does look like they've forgotten about their other fronts. Yeah, we're making a break into Germany here. Stalemate. They've just committed just enough divisions to hold me, but they still managed to make a push on the eastern front. So we have to wait for our time. Never mind. I think the front's faltering. They're not expanding as quickly as they once were. They're trying to clear me out here. There's a lot of big tank divisions here. Let's do the other front. Here, push into Vichy, France. This front's unprepared. It's got French troops that are a lot weaker. I think this is the easy push. Getting to core territory of Germany, I don't think it's going to be a win. Germans fighting on 3 fronts now. Italy North, Italy West, and the big Eastern Front. Now, if you go for this, offensive doctrine, you gain +1 attack, gaining you an 11 attack general. Very unique, very special. Unfortunately, you don't gain anything over 10. So it shows 11 as if he's getting more attack, but it's still 25% attack. So there's no point. France, easy. Meanwhile, we've got another army at home, so I could generate a new general. Open designer. We're going to go full attack again. 250. We've not got the 250. Go for media planner, 180. Yeah, 8 attack. And he is called Hans Schmidt. And he looks very familiar. Brothers in arms. Bad France has been fallen, replaced by the good France. Oh, here we go. Logistics wizard and cavalry expert. This is the reason why with the field marshal, you don't pick your traits immediately. Sit on the ones you've got. Wait for the earned traits to gain, and then select the traits that you acquire. In this case, this is a lot of bonuses. And the cavalry are going to be hitting super hard now. This new designer allows lots of cool strats, because what you could do now, too, is build a defensive general, stack defense stats, and you could probably do a Poland, maybe. Could do the Poland run, where I stack defense. Is that going to be doable? Maybe. The damage is so big. They're plowing through front lines like they're tanks. Now, the question would be, what if I did this with SPGs? The damage would be insane. Should I do it with SPGs? Should I? Because think about it, you're stacking raw breakthrough and you're stacking raw attack, and the soft attack then will get incredibly high. When you do look at the numbers, though, the soft attack I'm doing is like 500. That's quite high. That's 200. So some of the numbers aren't like exceptionally big. However, this division is cost effective because they're just horses, aren't they? Horses on the bigger end, I guess. But it allows you to hit really hard with, well, on a discount, on a budget. It's the Aldi of strategies. Oh, so big numbers. Clear that one division here, and we've got a big pocket. Oh, wait, no, never mind. It's already encircled. So encircled from the other side. Big pocket. 23 divisions in reserve, 161,000 manpower, and 50,000 on the front. So 200k. We'll call it 250,000. We'll round it up. Melt away those divisions. The right push now is through the lowlands. Lowlands the other way. Eastern front is stalemated. There is a bit of a break in the south here. Broke away Odessa from the front line. And a bit of a stalemate on the western front too. But there is a break happening here just north of Luxembourg. Breakthrough. Encirclement in Belgium. All right, finally broke them. Oh, a pocket in the north too. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, it's all broke. Brussels encirclement. The famous Mexican horse divisions that invaded Berlin. This is the most historical game. My contribution is... I'm not a major power. Okay, interesting. 12%. Which, big chunk to say I'm a minor power. A bit sad that that number's not a lot higher, though. And the remaining nation that's a major power is Hungary, even though they're a puppet of Germany. A nation that no longer exists. 20% was my contribution. Taking land from Italy is actually a mistake, but that's the only bit of land that I can think of that's kind of industry heavy that kind of gives me a bigger reward for what I've done in the war. The reason why it's not cost effective is because Italy will be liberated by Britain And they usually have a big cost reduction for liberating a nation over taking land directly. Okay, we're annexing Poland as well. That makes sense. The Lebanese Republic's Navy. Interesting. Also the French Navy as well. Okay, this is a weird peace conference. We're taking chunks out of the Allies now as well. Okay, we've got a nice chunk of land here. There's quite a lot of factories as well. Best bet is we got a full-blown navy. We lost all of our navy apart from one single ship. This little beauty. And now we have 101 ships. A proper Mexican navy. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This mod is OP, okay? It's very OP. You can create some insane combinations. Probably, these amounts should multiply. So therefore, the number goes a lot higher. Like if you go for something like this, a combination of the two, this should probably cost a full 500 XP, not 275. And also doing this as well is quite OP. Generating generals and gaining experience. Yeah, free XP. Could I generate a general that's got like a little bit of everything? The jack of all trades, but the master of none of them. Okay, this is too much XP. So there is a multiplier baked in. Okay. Okay, generate this general. He's got lots of traits. Let's have a look. There he is. He's politically connected. He's brave. I think that's a unique trait that they had recently added to the last DLC. A career officer, reckless, and media personality. I feel like we're creating a modern politician here, aren't we? This guy will run for president one day. Private Gudarian. What a name! If you want to play the mod, it is in the description. If your name is on screen right now, you're amazing. I love you. Thanks for continuing to support my content through these dire times. You're a legend. I love you. Have a good day, boys. Bye-bye.